Well, a new year of NFL football is set to kick off tonight, and just like with everything else in 2020, this season is already looking very different on and off the field. The Super Bowl defending champion Kansas City Chiefs host the Houston Texans in the season opener. Chiefs fans attending won't be allowed to wear face paint or headdresses mimicking Native Americans after the team banned them a few weeks ago. And they'll also have to socially distance from one another as teams across the league implement various stadium capacity rules because of the pandemic. The NFL opted out of keeping players confined to a so-called bubble. Instead, teams are set to travel from city to city while testing personnel for the virus. The season also comes as protests for social justice and racial equality continue nationwide, and players are speaking up more than ever before, and now the NFL is facing pressure to keep up with the demands. So joining us now to discuss all of what we can expect this year is NFL Hall of Famer Darrell Green. He's also the Vice President of Strategic Marketing for Halodine. It's a biopharmaceutical company making products to help fight COVID-19. Boy, Darrell, you are right in the middle of everything that we have been talking about every day, it seems, for like the past 6 months or so. So, Darrell, what are the most difficult obstacles that the league is facing, rather, when it comes to the coronavirus? Protecting fans, protecting players. Are you satisfied with how prepared they are for this season?
Well, the key is there's two. For the government has said the protocol will be cover your face, your mask. That's basically kind of law, and people know we clean our hands. So they have a protocol. The fortunate thing for us with Halodine is that we're saying, they take the test. Well, let me say this: the teams take the test to say if you have it, and then you wear your stuff to keep from getting it. But Halodine goes into your nostrils and actually cleans it out. So, they have a chance. And now that we're working with the NFL, they have a chance because, remember, they can't do what we call the 3Ds: distancing, diversification, and duration. It's like, can you social distance? How long are you around people? And so what we have is that fourth D is decontamination. Do you have decontamination? Because the football team, you're going to meet, you're going to huddle, but eventually, even if you go no huddle and you don't meet, you're going to end up in a pile. They tackle and you end up in a pile of people. So this product really does, it really will eliminate it from your nostrils. Let me tell you, if anybody has the virus around anywhere, in a store, in a house, or anywhere, it came from a human being's nostrils. That's where it came from. There's no debate. And so this stuff does clean it from your nostrils. So I think with what we have and how we're hopefully going to be helping them soon, they have a good strategy. They've got a good strategy. They're testing everybody every day. They're social distancing as much as they can, but of course they can't do it all the way. So I think the NFL has the right idea, and hopefully that our product, Halodine, will be a big benefit for them. Halodine.com, people can check us out. But I'm excited about it. I would tell you 2-3 months ago, if my son was a player and I was obviously a player, I would have said no. I would have said no because I didn't know about what we have, this product.
Darrell, as you know, the league has launched a few initiatives to address racial social injustices across the U.S. We've seen, when I think back to when Colin Kaepernick first started to take a knee during the national anthem to protest police brutality and inequality, and to where we are now, where you see folks from the NBA, from Major League Soccer, Naomi Osaka wearing a mask in support of Breonna Taylor and her family and others. Have the owners of the NFL and of NFL teams or the commissioner, Roger Goodell, done enough to leverage their power and influence to affect any real change?
I'd rather go the other way and say I appreciate the steps that they have made. These are steps that are unprecedented, even apologizing to Kaepernick. So, I'm not going to go the other way. There's a lot to be done. Social justice or injustice, when you talk about something that society should have fixed. And so that's what social justice is. It really is society fixing an issue or us fixing an issue that society should have fixed. And so I'm going to give them a thumbs up for where they're moving, the players, the basketball, football, everybody. So I'm not going to go on the negative side. The Bible said years ago there was a time when every man's thought, his every thought was evil. But I would say maybe it's not that today, but every thought is suspicious. People are very suspicious and negative, and I like to be positive. I like to look at things and say, hey, we can get there. And so the NFL have done some unprecedented things, and a lot of groups have done some unprecedented things, but we've got a lot to continue to do.
So let me talk to you about one of your former teams, the what is now being called the Washington football team, after the franchise retired the Redskins nickname this summer. Did you ever at the time think, when you were playing, that this name is kind of problematic? And I'm curious your take on the evolution of the league as it searches for a new name.
That's what's exciting to me. If you've seen my interviews about the name, I can tell you it wasn't a big deal back then, but I've said before that, I met with some older African Americans who had played, and our owner was, he was notoriously racist. I'm talking about way back, the original owner, George Preston Marshall. And so I talked to some of these old guys, and they would say, man, we hate the Redskins. And people would talk about the fact that the government made us get our first African-American player because we played on federal ground. And so we have a sticky history, but I'm excited. That's where I am. I'm excited about the next play. I played cornerback, and so sometimes you could get beat or you can do well, but it's always the next play. And so with Dan Snyder, what he did in making the name change, regardless of what happened yesterday, he did it now, and I applaud that. And regardless of what happened in the past, should I say, the Kaepernick thing and all these things, I'm still positive. I'm still positive on what we can do, because the conversation and the dialogue is now accessible. They're letting us talk and have insight of communication. And we've got to be grateful. We've got to be thankful for that. And then we work from there. And so it's a positive time. I hope that the season will go. Hopefully our product will help them have no breaks in it, no stops. Hope social justice events will be a part of the fabric and not a stoppage, but just a part of our new world order, that social justice and caring for one another is a part of the regular aspect of our lives, whether it's NFL. And let me tell you, it's not just the NFL, it's the world. Everybody needs Halodine. Everybody needs a good NFL season. NFL and sports is a part of the fabric of our nation, and we want to have that good. We want these guys to be role models. We want the teams and the owners to be good models. It helps our nation. It's that big, and I don't mean it in the sense of a game. I mean it in the sense of life. And so the impact that we have and the NFL has is important to the benefit of our country. And so I applaud them. I'm not giving them any kind of pass like, oh, they've done great. So don't get me wrong. I'm saying we're in it now and we're moving forward. Absolutely, we need to do more, and we'll see how that goes.
All right, Darrell Green, always great to talk to you, my friend. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Bless you guys.